We dropped off our airplane. We were supposed to do this yesterday, but the president was in town, and for some reason, he wasn't willing to let me land and get my business done, so oh well. Over the next week, you've got my baby. What's going to happen? What happens to it from here if you can just kind of summarize what's going to occur to 7 Sierra Romeo over the next 7 days?
Okay, we have a basic process that we run the SR-20s and 22s through. We estimate about 5 days. 2 or 3 times a year we have a plane that'll make it out in 3. And that's an airplane that's been well maintained throughout the year. It comes in, we punch the checklist, we find some basic little things usually here and there, very minor, and after day 3 we're done with it. Typically, though, the way it works is day 1 we take the plane apart, we clean the engine. By taking it apart, we're taking panels out, we're removing the interior and that sort of thing. Doing our ops check, we want to run the engine to make sure that all the parameters are noted when it comes in so that if it leaves with a problem it didn't have coming in, we can be aware of that. It's obviously not the customer's responsibility at that point. That data is collected and documented. We start to address parts ordering for any items that need to address based off of that. Things that the customer squawk coming in, I know about this, I want this fixed. We've already got his approval to go forward. Day 2 and 3 are inspection. Usually by middle of day 3 the inspection's complete. And then we're putting together a list of items that we've noted. And we put prices with that, and we usually put on there whether the item, in our opinion, is required per the FAA and or if it's just a recommended item. And then on our cosmetic issues, we'll put that that's a cosmetic item. Has no bearing on the safety of the plane, but you might not like that scratch, so maybe you want it fixed while it's here. We present that to the customer, and then he or she will send that back with their approvals, directing us, because I think it's important to keep the customer in the pilot seat. They need to be the one making the call. At that point, they've got a price, and they can see what they're going to spend when they leave, barring any unforeseen issues on the out check. We proceed to fix. At that point, I can also give them an idea of what the cost and time frame is going to be. We fix the items, get the parts shipped in at whatever time frame they want them shipped, and put it together. The goal is to have it done by Friday. When we're all done, we do an out check right after the fuel system adjustment, if it needed that. The out check is the IA's kind of the blessing on the airplane. And when that's done, he signs the logs and they go test fly it. We have our own CSIPs on staff that do the test flights. Again, they specialize in Cirrus. They know exactly what to look for. They even look for fingerprints because they know where we leave the fingerprints, and they want to make sure that we get those taken care of. The pilots are taught and told to look like the airplane is there. So things I've found is that pilots will come and do a pre-flight, and they'll look at the airplane from a pilot's perspective where my mechanics look at it from a mechanic's perspective. So they won't see a fingerprint here, or they won't they won't identify that the seat belt's in the wrong place, or that the items for the baggage compartment are not how they were supposed to be or where they ought to be. And so they'll write all those things up, then they go and do their test flight, as long as there's no safety issues, and come back and give us a full squawk list. I've been with this company for 8 years, going on 9 this year. I came out of school here and started as a lineman. And then through the time, it's just, working hard, staying late, doing extra work, and since then I've become the director. I can tell you, fixing airplanes is a lot easier than managing people.
The airplanes don't talk back as much.
Yeah, and with an airplane, if you do one thing, the airplane responds the same way most of the time. With a person, you could do the same thing with different people, and you get a totally different response.
But are you having any fun?
I love it. I love aviation. I plan to be a pilot someday. Currently, my family is my priority. But once they get older, I'd love to learn to fly, maybe own my own airplane someday. And, I think aviation will be a part of me forever.
Steve, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Aero-TV is brought to you by Cirrus Design's Vision SJ50 single-engine personal jet offers exceptional fuel efficiency, flexible seating for up to 7, advanced avionics, and all the Cirrus safety features you expect, including the Cirrus airframe parachute system. With its V-tail design, the Cirrus Vision is technologically advanced, yet engineered to be simple to fly, to allow owner pilots more lifestyle pursuits than any other personal aircraft. Learn more about the Vision SJ50 at cirrusdesign.com.